I don't think any of us are going to forget exactly where they were when Luka got traded.
I personally was at the Warriors poker charity night when the trade went down.
When you open up your Twitter and the first thing you see on the feed is the news of Luka going to the Lakers, you must think it's just another post from the NBA Centel. I mean, there's just no other explanation. Even the biggest NBA players are saying this is the craziest shit they've ever heard of in their entire careers.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy. When Luka got traded, anybody is able to get traded at that point.
I think nobody's safe in the league. It seems like nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Imagine how it feels now when they think no one is safe. I just know that Pelicans GM looked at the news and said, fuck it, if the Mavs can trade Luka, let me try to get rid of this liability. Who wants Zion? But in all seriousness, this scenario raises an important question. Is there a way for the people of the US&A to veto this transfer? Like some presidential mandate or something that gives power to the people, since the GMs clearly have a power abuse issue in the NBA. Imagine the entire history of the NBA is rewritten on a random Saturday night because a GM woke up one day and thought, hey, let me call this other GM and see if he wants to do some goofy shit that would flip the entire league upside down.
Can you be a goofy guy?
So I've taken it upon the internet. I scoured the Quoras and the Reddits and I found some pretty interesting takes, guys. We low-key might be able to force common sense back into the Mavericks. The first solution that comes to mind is a presidential interference, right? I mean, Trump brought back TikTok. For sure he can bring back Luka, no? Apparently, the National Basketball Association is the only ruler with what they call the NBA Rule Authority. So anything basketball related is governed by them. But what if it's finance related? Trump could easily negate Luka's new contract, deem him an immigrant making a number of money beyond the newly implemented foreigner salary cap, and so he would be forced to complete his original contract with the Mavericks and then go back to wherever he came from, and we never see him again in the NBA. But at least the Mavs get one more finals appearance. Not a very practical solution, so let's head to plan B. If you had to guess who would be the head of that NBA ruling authority I mentioned earlier, of course, it's the NBA commish himself, Adam Silver. This man can easily reroute Luka's private jet back to Dallas if he wanted to. If you thought franchise GMs have too much power, wait until you see Adam Silver with the Infinity Stones. He could snap his fingers and we all wake up like this was all a dream and this trade never happened and never will. Just say he implements a new rule that allows the fans to vote on trades proposed by the GMs. This way the decision isn't fully on the franchise board, but on the fans. I can only imagine what kind of response Nico Harrison would have received from the fans if they woke up and got a trade election notification on the NBA app suggesting to trade Luka for AD and Max Christie. I hope they allow comments in the app as well under these polls so these GMs can really feel the wrath of the miserable people of Dallas, who just lost their only hope to win another championship. But what if we can't get Adam Silver on our side? Say we can't gather a few million petitions to implement this new rule, there has to be plan C, right? I mean, surely there's a way the player can deny the trade if he wanted to, right? Just like in football. Usually, and by the way, by football I'm referring to soccer here. Usually, the player and his agent are the ones pulling the strings. Their clubs don't just transfer them without their consent. What if Luka, out of the kindness of his heart and his love for Mark Cuban, decided to not show up in LA? Decided he will not play until the Lakers are eventually forced to return him back to Dallas? Well, we'll find out this takes a quick turn, similar to Plan A, where he would end up getting his contract terminated and go back to the slums of the EuroLeague where he'll average 70 points a game and retire as the all-time point leading scorer. I guess the truth of the matter is this might be irreversible. And whether you like it or not, the NBA has been and will be controlled by the franchise and not the players. At least for the near future, because I think Plan D is what no one can even imagine. Jaylen Brown, the youngest president of the NBPA, will fight for the players' rights and get my trade election idea implemented by 2035. Long live Jaylen and God bless the fans. Peace!